Greetings, family. Greetings, greetings. Hope everyone's doing well. Another episode of the Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Deanne. It is a bit hot in the Valley of the Sun. So, I think I have my AC, believe it or not, on 79. That's how hot it is. Because if you have it on 72 or 73, it's gonna go on nonstop. So because I've been out here for this year's my 8th year, I know the tricks of the trade. So once it gets comfortable, especially if I'm downstairs, it's really comfortable downstairs as opposed to upstairs. It's just a little bit of toastiness, but it's all good, all good, all good. So I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. And I just wanted to remind you of my book on Amazon, The Melanin Diet, The Melanin Diet, The Melanin Diet. Now on Amazon, Amazon.com, Amazon.com, Amazon.com. So thank you. I'm going to talk about action speaks louder than words. So I just wanted to go ahead and read the fair use disclaimer to cover CYA, as my father used to say. So let me go ahead and do that. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. A nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So, thank you. So again, thank you again for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Like, share, subscribe, and follow. I had a text message that I haven't been to the eyebrow place in a few weeks, so kind of like them thick, but I may have to go. So I don't mind it. I've been doing it like 12, 15 years, so the threading. So that it might be time for a threading appointment. So let me go ahead and get into it. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. I don't have any notes today because I've been observing in this country so much hypocritical nature. It's just boggles my mind. More specifically, Kristen Sinema, Christian, something like that. Sinema. She's a Democrat, allegedly. And a lot of people here locally, I was watching the news yesterday, they did not like the fact that she didn't even vote. And people were like, we sent you to Congress to vote on the committee. They need to have a committee to see the January 6th insurrection. I've never seen anything like it because we all saw it with our 2 eyeballs or 4, or I have 4 eyes. So I don't know what the commission is going to outline other than what we saw in live and living color. So this is the first trick. So to say we have to have a committee to investigate, on its face, that sounds fair. However, we saw it all in full living color. So I don't know what the hoopla is on having this report that's going to reveal what we've already know. And it's just, Arizonians that have voted for Kristen Sinema, if they're Democrat, Republican, or otherwise, I think everyone, I'm not going to say everyone, but a large majority of people wanted an investigation from the state. To say it didn't even happen, that was a Boy Scout exercise. It's very insulting. We saw it front and center. So, what else needs to be said? So, the actions of these people that we are putting in office, I think she's going to be done after this. I think she's up for reelection in 2023, possibly 2022. But anyway, she's up for reelection. So I'm not going to be too surprised. I'm not going to shed a tear if she's voted out, because we send these folks on our behalf to vote somewhat in our interest. She has a big B behind her name. So to say it didn't happen is an insult to the Arizona residents that did it happen? I didn't see anything. I mean, everyone front and center, unless you didn't have the TV on. If you didn't have the TV on, you saw and heard about it the following day. I saw it in live and living color. So I don't know what the report's going to reveal. Just for pop and circumstance sense, go ahead and let it be done. I mean, if there's nothing to be had, but we all know that. So it's just ridiculous, ridiculous. So President Biden, I don't know if Vice President Kamala went to the massacre in Oklahoma, Tulsa. It leveled homes, the businesses, like over 100 people were killed. This is after slavery. So this is what we're dealing with. And so President Biden is going to go, or he's probably gone already. It's like 5 o'clock or 5:30. He has gone and has given a wonderful speech, and that's all it is. If there's nothing behind it, there's no action behind it. It's just another speech. Are we tired of speeches? Don't we deserve even A, investigation, B, no, A, we need to get reparations. And like I was saying yesterday, we should withhold our vote. I'm not kidding you. Because as it is right now, what have we received, for our vote? It's got to be a barter system. It's got to be, I give you the office, you got to give me boom, 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 list. Just have it notarized. I was serious yesterday because that is going to hold up in court. So we are tired. If you voted Democrat, if you wanted to see that ticket get in and they got in, we're tired of the lip service. We do not need another speech. It's insulting because it's like, Air Force One, he went to, this is unprecedented. They were talking about it, so I had to turn the TV off. I was just like, I mean, enough. And this is, in 100 years, there's never been any type of repayment, any type of, it just, I'm not understanding why we can't get reparations. Even for that, even if they did that, let's just say $100 million. That's no money in this country. That's like a drop. We write checks for everything else. So why are we withholding? These folks are still, these elders that, you know, are still living, I think it was 3, they still are traumatized. They are still in trauma. 100 years later. And it was probably, they were like maybe 8 or 10. I'm not, because I didn't watch the entire speech, but their talk and them pleading to have reparations. We send reparations to other nations, but we don't take care of the horrific crimes against Black and brown people for years, for centuries, for decades, for 250 years. You think someone would have said, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this? There was no level of consciousness at that point in this country. People were looking at like, United States, what are you doing? This was to get a jump start. They had to get a jump start in industry, you name it. Cotton was huge. Cotton was huge. I think I saw something on BCN, Black News Channel, and they had a map of the number of times this country benefited for selling cotton throughout not only this country, the world, off of our labor, our ancestors' labor. So you can't tell me there's not a time for reparations. In fact, there was a conversation to maybe do again a report. We know the data. Don't be insulting. It just kind of pisses me off because we need to do research to find. I'm descendant of slaves. My DNA straight treks back to Nigeria, Nigeria and other African nations, and I had some Netherlands and all that in there too. So we all mixed up. However, the predominant DNA is, it is Nigerian. So hey, cut the check. Cut the check. Stop. It's insulting. I can't stress it enough. It is so insulting to say, oh, we need a study. Just read the true books that outline everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. So again, I think the intelligence of Black and brown people, it is exceptional, most definite. So to say, oh, we need to have a study, we are the study. We are still here. By the grace of ancestors, Buddhas, God, whatever, whomever, we are still here. And that's scratching their head. They're still scratching their head around that. Make no mistake about it. Because they know definitively horror, rape, the assault, the hangings. It just, it's enough. So for us not to act like it ever happened, that's another level of insult. We have been traumatized by the grace of ancestors, Most High, whomever, whatever you believe in, we remain on this plane. That's undeniable. We are doctors, lawyers, police people. I mean, the list goes on. Attorneys, I did say attorneys. We run the gamut in spite of. Because, see, if they didn't create us, which we know they didn't, they cannot destroy us. Just remember that. And remember another fact. We were not supposed to be here. They knew their ancestors did a number on us. And the fact that we have survived the tragedy of chattel slavery, they should be giving us at least 2 million each. That's no money. 2 million each, let's just say 40 million, let's just say on of this, that were as a result of chattel slavery. Let's just say 40 million are here. 2 times 4, that's $80 million. That's no money. But you know what? Now what would happen? We would be, I'm not going to say it. We will just definitely have, it would not be a pretty day. If we got something, God forbid, we got something that others didn't, whoo, our great grandparents, this is the least, 2 million, this is the least, some type of level of repair. I'm not trying to say it's for dollar, but let's just say $80 million. That's no money for this country. But the fact that they want to nickel and dime us, they didn't pay our ancestors, we know that. So they are re-traumatizing us again and again and again. Only thing I am concerned, everyone has a right to their, when we get these reparations, I'm going to say when, I am going to say when, that we will go out and make other people rich. Instead of maybe packing our stuff and getting back to the motherland and help those regions that we hail from. Say, you all don't want us here? Obviously, you're killing us wholesale because you're so disappointed we weren't killed off like most of the Native Americans, unfortunately. And so we have this dilemma of, they said, oh, well, if we give them the money, they probably will make other companies rich. That would be a possibility. And they'd have more money to buy guns. I'm just saying. But if we can heal ourselves from this pain and the destruction that we have felt for generations, for centuries now, we can get some good therapy. I saw that young lady she's from Osaka, Japan. She's half Black. I know she's half Black and Japanese, I think. She pulled out of, I think, the Open. And I put a message, I don't know if it was on Facebook, I put a message somewhere. And I was saying, girlfriend, she is worth $25 million at age 23. Okay, let that sink in. Age 23, $25 million. Endorsements and all like that. That's a pretty good chunk of money. And I was saying, get some real good therapy. Definitely. Go to a Black therapist so you can heal yourself from inside out. Clean your body up, clean your body out, go somewhere, Fiji Islands, go somewhere and just, kick back and have your therapy. And then maybe open up a school for girls and boys to learn tennis. You do not have to work and succumb to the mind games of starting to get a little choked up here. It's dry. This is a dry place. I was trying to do that because I know I don't have too much line, but I was like, I'm dry. It's a dry region, so you can go anywhere, search anywhere with a thing of water. No one turns you away when you have water out here because they know how dangerous it is to be without water. Okay. Okay. I went over to the other side with that. But just think about it. This young lady, 23, she's at the top of her game. And she was probably not feeling the whole, she's focused on the game. Let's just let her. And when she comes after, we just all in the face of people. And that's why I was saying with the guy with Floyd case, the juror, everyone's got a mic in your face. Just calm down on that. Sit down for a minute. Rest, relax. He has not been sentenced. Don't come out until that happens. He was like 35, old enough to know how this game works. Going back to, I don't know, I know her, Osaka, Japan. I'm sorry, I don't even remember. I can pull it up. I think my phone's on the charge over there. But, so you know who I'm talking about. So do that. You have made, I get it. You're still I know you have competitive edge. Everyone's, you are feared by everyone because you're so young, you're limber. I think she's like 5'8" or 5'9". So, she's got the good height. And, I get it. I totally get it. Because this country is invasive, like in your face. Take a minute. Just rest, relax. Let her play. Maybe the next day is a good time for your reporting. Give people space to kind of feel what's going on, see the game unfold. Then maybe the next day would be, we would like to have a statement from you, depending on how it went. But what I'm saying is, it's just so much in this young lady's mind. She just pulled on out totally, because of the pressure. This is where we are. 23 years old. She has pressure to have. I think she was fined 15,000. No money for her, but it was the principle. Oh, we don't have access. So what? So what? Maybe she would have granted maybe 24 hours after the fact. If it should be a law. People are, the mind is in that mode of, preparation, getting everything, your form, your this, everything that comes along with the game. And so the fact that they, they're going to find her, that was a drop in the bucket, obviously, but it's just principle. So she just pulled on out. So good for her. Take care of yourself because you can. You can. I know when Serena, top of the game, so many championships. I don't know the count, maybe 15, 20, I don't know. She's still winning. Last time she lost, maybe last time she lost. She is 38 or 39. She's getting up there for tennis, but she's still, competitive. And they tried to chew her. I mean, it's just embarrassing because I know what I can imagine. I can't say I know. I can imagine what she went through and is still going through because she's a melanated woman and they can't stand it. This is one of their games. Tiger got the other game, golf, tennis. Those were traditionally Caucasians were winning. We didn't hear too much of Althea Gibson. I mean, she was back in the 60s, I believe. But not so much, they came, their father just trained them, literally trained them up to be stars. He did that. Like him or lump him, sorry. He did that. Undeniable. Undeniable. So, let's look at all this. When you think about what they're saying, oh, we have to do a study. What? I saw the study on TV Live and in Living Color. I don't know what you all were watching. The study was on NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, BCN. It was on all of the networks. Live. January 6th, 2021. I was in like, huh? If that had been Black and brown people, that's what I'm saying. We don't need another conversation. We don't need to have a study. We don't need another speech from the president. Get it done. You have executive power. Our people got you over the hump, the finish line. So do the right thing, President Biden. Do the right thing. There's no reason for us to wait another minute, another hour, another day, because you have the executive authority. Things are, it's back and forth in the Senate. It's not, it's not able to pass the Senate. We'll do something about it. We got you over the finish line. Undeniable. I have 4 or 5 people come knocking my door, to say, hey, want to make sure you have time to get to the polls. I mean, I had people every month up until the election came knocking on this door. So we know our vote counted. It still will count. Perhaps in the next election, we won't be so willy-nilly unless we have a signed affidavit. This is what you want. You want to get back in there? This is what we want. Notarized. And they know we'll stand up in court. So I think the Claibornes and Hakeems and all these folks, let's get a call him about executive order. It's been in George Floyd. I think that has been passed in the House, and I think it's been there maybe 6 weeks, something about like that. Enough. I was talking about China. I know it's a different, type of I think it's autocratic, but they can, take care of business like lickety split. Why can't we? Filibuster, come on. This is not the 30s, 40s, 50s. Get it done. We have the patience of Job. Our people are so patient as we are being killed in the streets. Usually they would say, "Oh, I thought you had a gun." They don't even say that anymore. They don't even, because the likelihood of someone, going to prison, like Chauvin, very unlikely because of the code of blue. So I want you all to think about executive action. If those were Black and brown people climbing those walls, trying to gain entry, there would be blood on the streets because they were white men. And that's what this country doesn't get. They're getting it, and it's like, whatever. It's an insult to the average intelligence of Black people. Now, we know we have above average of intelligence. So it's a new day. I am affirming reparations are on the way. We have to say that. We have to say it in our prayers. We have to say it in our meditation. We have to say it 24/7 when we can. And just say it until it comes true. Because I know we do not need another, I don't know how many massacres. Tulsa is just one of, like, I think a dozen or so since Reconstruction. This is a shame. Can we live in peace? Can we have reparations? Well deserved. 2 million apiece, 40 million, $80 million. That's no money. They're gonna try and make it out. Black people got it. The soul is drenched in blood. The pain and the anguish of our people. Enough. We have had enough. So I'm going to send an email. I might send an email to Kristen Sinema to say, I didn't vote. I didn't get you in that office to have you not vote on such an important thing. That's why I think a lot of times around the world, this country is almost a joke. I'm sad to say, I'm born here, born and raised in Brooklyn. It's just a joke. They take our kindness for weakness. And like I said, enough. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is Deanne, Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360. Once again, get a copy of my book, The Melanin Diet, The Melanin Diet, The Melanin Diet. Now on Amazon, I am getting a sister that's going to help me with, well, she's going to develop my website. And so I think we're going to talk tomorrow or Thursday, maybe Thursday, about some of the moving parts I want to see on the website. So Amazon will have it there because I can ship internationally through them, and I can on my website, but I want to have a presence on Amazon because I have, pretty good traction on that site. So I don't want to pull the plug yet. And then I am, I think by my birthday, we'll have another 90 days to get these things going. So I think that's in keeping with her timeline. She's a busy, busy sister. So, all right. I look forward to hearing your comments. And thank you so much for tuning in, the Melanin Report 360. And like, share, subscribe, follow. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 5:30 Eastern. Peace.